1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move, whatever click.
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. You're down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing right there on that intro, and if you want to get that song, it's available only for purchase directly from me on a 10-song EP, which you can get on a digital download. Hit me up on my email. That's 16DALIFEMUSIC@gmail.com, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com. Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle me $20, and I'm going to get it to you ASAP, man. Now let's hop right up into this video. So yeah. Now what I'm going to be reacting to is a video put out by S. Wiggins TV. So shout out to S. Wiggins TV. So what it appears we got going on right here is part 2 of an interview between two former gang rivals. One dude is from the East Coast Crips, which is a gang on the east side of LA. And then the other dude is from a gang known as Swans, which is a blood gang that has been a long-time rival of the East Coast Crips. In this portion of the interview, we gonna hear a former blood detail on how one day when he was with his mother, she ended up being shot and lost her life due to a gang feud. So let's hop right into that.
Coasters and Swans was really getting it in. We was going back and forth. Car pulled up, next thing you know, as the car pulling off, they start busting. My mom's in the back of the head. Damn. All that blood just started coming out of her head. Man, it was so thick like mud, man. What goes around comes around. Remember that. Remember, I went to jail for murder. I killed somebody, took somebody's father. So my mother was murdered to show me how it feels.
Psych, yeah, tell us that story about your mother, man. Rest in peace, you know, if you can, because we missed that on the last one.
So once I paroled from YTS, I left the hood in YTS in my cell.
Now, when he say he paroled from YTS, that's basically California Youth Authority, and that's the juvenile prison that houses individuals between the ages of 12 and 25.
And I came out as a Muslim, Abdul Hakim. But my first week out with my moms didn't want me in the hood at all. I wasn't allowed over here. I wasn't allowed to wear the gang attires, the Dickies, the khakis, the Pumas. I wasn't allowed to wear none of that. I started dressing up in that after she was murdered. And to this day, I honor her. I was with my homie, because my homie took me shopping to go buy me clothes and all that.
Now, like I said, you know, YTS houses individuals from the age of 12 to 25. I don't know how old this dude is, but I do know that back in the days, in the early 80s, late 80s, you could catch a murder as a juvenile and get 7 years. And so it sounds like he was extremely young still when he paroled, because he's saying that his mom did not allow him to do this. His mom did not allow him to do that. So it still sounds like he may have paroled relatively young.
And all I knew was that, hey man, we're about to go up to Pasadena to pick up somebody. And I said, well, shit, I want to go because, you know, I got a gang of partners from PDL. I wanted to go see all of them. I wanted to let them know, hey man, I'm out, man. Look out for your boy one time. So boom, we caravan out there. But when we get out there, there's some shit going on with the person we going to pick up. We don't know that. We ain't know nothing about none of that. When we get up in there, it's drama going on. So the people come out from the back, and now what's up? And we walking up, me, my aunties, my moms, you know, my homie, and next thing you know, my mom's is the type, you know, and I'll be honest, my mom's the type if you gonna get down, man, get that shit over with, man. Stop fooling around and go on and handle it. My mom's told me, man, well, get out there and get that shit over with and be done with it. That's the type of lady she was. Man, get that shit over with and be done with it. You know, excuse my language. So, you know, a car pulled up. All the girls, they start walking back to the back. Next thing you know, the car, as the car pulling off, they start busting. Shoot, my mom's in the back of the head.
Damn.
You know, and boom, when I run over there, she laid on her side with her arm over her face like this. And when I rolled her, I didn't know she was hit in the back of the head. I thought she was just playing, you know, well, because, you know, my mom used to be a nurse. She used to work in the county jail as a phlebotomist tech. How you pronounce that?
Phlebotomist tech?
Yeah, they used to call her killer, the sheriffs. My mom's had a relationship, you know, because she was good at what she do. She used to work in the county jail. So I thought she was just, you know, calm, you know, because she always used to tell her kids, if you get shot, if this happened, remain calm. I thought she was just calm, you know, but she was shot directly in the back of her head. And once I rolled her over, all that blood just started coming out of her head. Man, it was so thick like mud, man. It was like, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't cry, I couldn't scream. I couldn't even yell, man. I was just shocked, man. I couldn't believe it, because this the lady I looked up to her. Like.
Now, damn, that's a cold situation right there, man. Imagine just having to experience something like that, man. Imagine being in a situation where you with your mom and some gunshots start going off. Then at some point you look up and you see your mom laying on the ground, and you run over there and you turn her over, and it's a lot of blood coming from the back of her head. That just had to be a horrific, unforgettable scene, man. You know, of course, this goes without saying. We only have one mother, and to see your mother lost to a situation that she had no involvement in, I'm pretty sure it's just a horrible, horrible feeling.
Most people, they more so scared of their daddy. I was scared of my mama. We got women that punch your ass in the chest, put your ass back outside. You go out there and you kick his ass. If you don't kick his ass, I'm going to kick your ass. I don't know if you ever heard them type of mothers.
Oh, yeah.
Our mothers is really the line pushers. Or the women, but I'll be honest. That's not right though, because I resented her too for that. Punching me in the chest, my aunties punching me in the chest. No, man, you don't do little boys like that. You not coming from a woman. A woman, I don't think a woman should slap her son upside the head. I don't think she should punch him in his chest. So I think that once I got to YA, I'm up now. I'm gonna beat your ass. Cause hey, if my mama hear about you punking me or taking my package, man, my mama might take off on me and visit.
Now, I tend to agree with him on that point too, right? Which makes me further believe that he is an older individual who was raised in a certain type of generation, because I was born in 71, and many women who raised individuals coming up in that era had ideas about how a man should be. And so at times you did have women who would try to, I guess, what they considered toughen their son up for the things that he would experience later on in life. So while, yeah, I definitely disagree. Sometimes, when you have a woman, and I don't necessarily know if she was a single woman, but when you have single women raising children in certain environments, they definitely feel that the children have to be strong, and they go about trying to teach the child to be strong, sometimes in the best way that they know how.
So I'd rather get my whooped by you than to get my whooped by my mama. Do it make sense?
Oh yeah.
So when moms get shot like that and I roll her over, man, it was just unbelievable. To this day, man, that was 1993. Here it is, it's 2025. But I tell you, I'll be honest, I didn't retaliate. And reason why is because most of the time when Crips and Bloods retaliate, we get the wrong person. We don't get the right person because we too lazy to do our homework. So I said, vengeance is God's. God said vengeance is his. So I practice that to this day. It's hard, and I'll be honest, it wasn't easy. It wasn't.
Now, you just heard him say that when his mom's got shot, she passed away and lost her life. He didn't retaliate. Now, I know you probably have a lot of people out there thinking, you know what, and possibly have some choice words for the individual. But let's keep in mind a few things too. He said that when he paroled from YTS, he was no longer a gang member. He was a Muslim, so maybe he was trying to stay steady in his faith, and also he said his mom didn't want him participating in that type of activity, so maybe he was trying to honor her in that way. And also, let's keep in mind that he was in Pasadena, which is quite a distance from Los Angeles, so in the event he did want to retaliate, it's very well possible that he was not able to, even if he wanted to, get the actual shooter. Now, I'm sure he could have found out, or I'm sure he knew who the gang was who did the shooting, and he could have went over there and possibly shot at and got at some of those members. But in a situation like this, it would seem to me that getting certain members from that gang wouldn't even be satisfactory. It would seem like an individual would want to get the exact person who was responsible for his mother's life in the event he did want revenge. And sometimes that's just hard. It's often at times when you have gang members who do shootings and their names come up on the radar of the law enforcement. They leave the state, they go to other states, and they try to kick back and hide out with family members or whatever. So it's just a whole bunch of different variables, I guess, why he chose not to try to retaliate.
Easy to say, hey man, I'm gonna forgive him. To this day, I forgive him, man. I forgive the person that pulled the trigger. I don't want to know who you are, man. Like I said, man, I hope that he or she changed their life and got themselves together. But what goes around comes around. Remember that. Remember, I went to jail for a murder. I killed somebody, took somebody's father. So my mother was murdered to show me how it feels. You treat people how you want to be treated in this world.
And he just made another good point right there. He said that when he went to jail for murder, and he just mentioned that he killed somebody and he killed someone's father. And so when his mother was killed, maybe he reasoned that he lost his mother due to something indirectly that he done. Maybe he felt that his higher power was punishing him because he had took away somebody's parent, so he had his own reasons for not wanting to retaliate. And to be honest, if they're good enough for him, they're good enough for me. He also went on to say that he didn't even look into who the shooter was by saying, I don't even know who it was. So obviously he didn't put much effort into trying to find out, because he definitely could have at least been pointed in some right directions, because the streets talk. And of course, the individuals who was over there, who was being shot at, they definitely knew who they had a beef with. And so he chose to not even look into it, which is, once again, man, something extremely honorable to do if that's what he chose.
For sure. It's deep. Wow.
I honor her because I understand now what gangs have done to our community. They have destroyed our people. They have destroyed us as a nation. We are a nation. We are some beautiful, unique people. Our people is so smart and intelligent that we sometimes perpetrate to be ignorance. We do a lot of ignorant stuff. And to me, I found out that ignorance only means to ignore. We ignore the responsibilities of what men and women supposed to do in our community. So at the age that I am now, I'm upholding what my mom's put in me. My mom's told me before she was murdered, she didn't want me fooling around with this gang activity.
Now I think I'll end that video there. If you want to check it out, it's on a page called S. Wiggins TV, and I believe the name of it is OG Blood describes seeing his mother get chipped, or something like that, right? So S. Wiggins TV, and I think he made a very important point a few minutes ago when he was talking about that, basically how we're a unique people, but we're very misguided, so on and so forth, and at times we may feign ignorance. That leads me to just think about all the people who were killed, all the minorities, period, who were killed gangbanging, who were young, who never reached their potential. Who knows what they could have went on to do had they had the chance to mature and potentially grow up out of the gangbanging stage. And when I was in prison, it's like sometimes we almost think the worst of our own, because a lot of times when I would run across individuals who had notorious gang reputations and then later on find out that these individuals had some type of unique talent, I would be extremely surprised, because sometimes all we see each other as are gang members, right? So I remember running across an individual, man, who could paint extremely well, right? And you just don't see a gang member, you don't vision a gang member, liking to paint. And I ran across a lot of other talented individuals, man. I told a story about the biggest Crip that I ever met. This dude was extremely intelligent, man, extremely intelligent. This dude had knowledge that you wouldn't necessarily attribute to the average gang member, right? So once again, he made a choice not to retaliate for his own personal reasons, and I respect those decisions. Anyway, you already know who it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.
Chill, you a bad role model. I said, does no shit. If a nigga fuck with me, I'm letting this whole spit. Got a Glock 23, I'ma give him the whole clip. You'll be RIP and I'll be back in jail. Cali is wild always, and they really ain't caring in the summer. Run around trying to catch fades like Aaron the plumber. Just the dumb getting dumber. And niggas, they don't fist fight. Some call them gangsters, some call them the bitch tight. Whatever you call them, they outside with big pipe. Quick to ride like white guys that love to hitchhike. You know this shit ain't right, but it's part of the culture. Sometimes it hurt my heart like the ulcer. A dude shot a girl, we left a slump when he approached her. Then he said, fuck the black bitch like Trump did on Marosa. Them crackers let me out the gate, now the pressure's on. We bout to get this shit straight like a pressing cone. The wrong cat to get aggressive on. I bring the bitch up out of niggas while you think they got them dresses on. My reach long and that's the best type. They have some dirty white boys come and smoke you like a meth pipe. And leave your chest bright red like a fire truck. Kicking your mom's door at night, nigga, and tie her up. I'm wild as fuck and I'm respected by the new youth. I put this pistol in their ear like a Bluetooth. I blow their brains on their new coupe. And have red everywhere just like a function full of soup whoops. Tell your troops I deal with beef like a butcher. My 4-5 pump more guys than Ashton